Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hotwire TV, as we said, where everything is hot. Well, today we're going to touch on different issues. I'd just like to say congratulations, Your Excellency, for this platform and knowing how that we are going to move this country forward to a different dispensation. Honorable members, hata nyinyi najua mko hapa, so we're going to make sure that we're going to transform this country into what we want it to be. The topic I'm going to cover today is things to do with tribalism and nepotism. These are things which we see are deeply rooted, especially when it comes to African governance. So I'll begin by talking about tribalism and describing what tribalism is. Tribalism in Swahili ni ukabila. And when I say ukabila, it sounds even worse because, it is a terrible thing. It is something that has divided many countries, because you find that many people think that their tribe is more superior than others. So you find people ganging up as one tribe and ganging up against another tribe, saying that, we are better than you, and causing conflict within even neighboring, like your immediate neighbor. If they are from a different tribe, you tend to, look down upon them. Maybe some of them come from a marginalized area of the country. We tend to look down upon them. Well, looking at the history of Kenya, before independence, I don't think there was much of tribalism, so to speak. We lived very harmoniously. The only conflict maybe we used to have is maybe because of borders, people stealing each other's animals and things like that. But that was normal because it's a way of life. But when when we started, getting independence, so is it the majority tribe that's supposed to rule others, or the ones who fought for independence, are they the ones who are supposed to govern the others? I believe, all in all, we all fought for independence. We cannot say a certain tribe fought for independence. We all fought for independence because we wanted to be free from colonial rule. Now, this affects governance because the moment we start campaigning and things like that, everybody disappears and goes to their ethnic cocoons, where you can go now to your village home and even start speaking your tribe, not knowing that amongst that crowd that you're addressing, there are other people there who are not of your tribe, and you can end up saying something loosely, that will not agree with some of the people who are there, who are coming to listen to you when you're selling yourself as a member of parliament or an MCA or whatever. So when tribalism, I think, is something that we should really get out of our system. I know it's hard, it's not easy, but it is possible. If you look at countries like Tanzania has more tribes than Kenya. But Mwalimu Julius Nyerere told them, you're a Tanzania Kwanza, and the national language is Swahili. So when you go to TZ, you cannot know this is, I don't know their tribes, I don't know some of the tribes there, but you cannot tell that this one comes from this community, this one comes from this place, because all of them there, they speak Swahili, and even signage is in Swahili, all these good things. So issues to do with tribalism are terrible, and it extends even to other societies. Like, for example, I lived in Europe for some time, and this tribalism and ukabila, it can also come to do with races also. When I was there, the first person one of the guys who I met was a Kenyan, and I started feeling closer to him because he's a Kenyan, and and he's black. So I found myself, you find yourself leaning more towards your color and things like that. Why I'm mentioning this thing of to do with color is similar to mambo of tribalism, because you find even Rwanda. In Rwanda, they speak one language. But the reason why walikosana is because their colonizers came and told them that you're light skinned and your skin is darker. Same thing in Sudan. So well, I'm not sure about Sudan, but Rwanda, they speak Kinyarwanda. So you find that you're told you're superior than this one. That is what caused the conflict, and people fought. What our Katandikana and there was a serious massacre. So that's why I'm telling you, tribalism is a dangerous thing. If we can forget about tribalism totally, and embrace each other as Kenyans, all of us, I think we can move forward in life, so that even when you're in the office, things like that, you find these days in many offices you're not allowed to speak your mother tongue, because if you start that now, that's where tribalism comes. And you end up grouping together. When you're going for lunch, you go to lunch with your fellow tribesman, which is a bit unfair, because now you might be discussing something in the office with your fellow tribesman, but you're not necessarily gossiping anyone, but you end up laughing, and people start feeling, hey, these guys are gossiping us, but then that time they're having their own story. Yeah, I know it feels nice when you meet your tribesman and you can crack jokes in your vernacular. They sound sweeter and things like that. But when it comes to governance, I believe, the leaders are the ones who are supposed to tell people, Maze, you guys, mambo ya ukabila tuwache. I remember growing up, we had people used to work for us. They could talk badly about other tribes and saying, well, this I'll just say it candidly. They said that Luos and Luyas do not know how to use a Muzungu toilet, because they're used to. It was very funny. I asked him, so you mean it's only Luyas and Luos who don't know how to use a Muzungu toilet? Meaning that Kambas and Kikuyus and these other tribes know how to use it. For me, that was, and I was very young, so for me in my head it stuck there that this kind of tribe are like this, but it's not true. You see, so from the word go, when the youth are coming up, let's teach them good things about love your neighbor. Yeah, that they are humans first and they are Kenyans first before they are tribe. Yeah. Well, let's move on now to issues of nepotism. Nepotism, I can best describe it as favoring either family, friends, associates, relatives, those kind of things when it comes to issues of work and governance. That is a very dangerous thing, because you might find that, yes, you are a leader or you are a boss somewhere, and you decide because of nepotism you want to favor your cousin, knowing very well that your cousin is incompetent, but you end up favoring them, thinking that because you favor them they'll be loyal to you, and and you end up at the end of the day you'll realize that that person is not loyal to you. Yes, you've given them that kind of job. You'll breed laziness, first of all, because through nepotism they'll think that I really don't have to work that hard. Even if I don't finish my deadlines, my cousin will not mind, or will not shout at me as the way they're going to shout at other people. So avoiding nepotism, especially when it comes to governance, it's a very important thing. Here, like we see the other day, there's a governess who was impeached, saying because she gave her husband positions in government. Yeah, you see. Well, these are crucial issues when it comes to governance. And number one is that what I've just said, it breeds laziness, incompetence, those kind of things. So if it can be really avoided, I know it's not an easy thing, because you will find that when you get into power, you find your relatives, friends, and associates will want to come to you and you offer them jobs. But we should, if we are going to employ somebody who's close to us or business associates, get the best person, not the person who's going to lick your ass, for lack of a better word, where you'll have sycophants, just because you want to feel like the boss. These are the things I would like us to talk about on this channel of ours, Hotwire TV. So if anybody has any opinions about what I've said, I might be wrong in some areas, or there's something else you'd like to add, so that we can have a discussion, because I know these are big issues when it comes to governance. tribalism. You saw what happened in 2007. Our country almost burned, because of triple tribalism, and it took us quite a while to recover from that. So as we continue with this noble cause, as we look towards 2027, let's discuss these issues. For me, I'm signing out right now. My name is Ted Kitana. I am your vice chairman for Hotwire party. Yes, and I welcome any criticisms, any questions, and ways of how we can move forward. Thank you very much.